store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning into TV8's Good Morning Vail for this Friday, May 12th edition. This is a live shot from Mark being in the park first thing this morning. So if you are getting out there, we are seeing a little bit of cloud coverage and some precipitation, and you can see that there's definitely some clouds lingering out there. Now, when I left Vail this morning, it was still actively raining, and we're going to see a slight chance of precipitation throughout the course of today. I'm your in-studio host this morning, Maddie Evans, and we've got a great show in store for you for the next 2 hours of Good Morning Vail. I cannot believe we are already 12 days into May. It feels like time is absolutely flying by. We've got the one and only Mark Sassi out on an adventure first thing this morning, and so we can't wait to check in with him and see what he's up to here in just a little bit. But we've got some great national holidays to celebrate today. The first one is International Day of Plant Health. So if you're someone who has some plant babies at home, well then make sure that you're taking care of them. I have recently killed all of my plants, so it's really important that you make sure they're getting the sunlight they need. It is also National Shades Day, as in sunglasses, and I don't think we're going to really need those sunglasses throughout the course of today since we're going to see that precipitation. It is also National Nutty Fudge Day. So if you like nutty fudge, well then there's some great places in our community to go get your hands on the delicious treat. Now for the next 2 hours, we've got some fun things taking place on the show. Like I said, Mark's going to be taking us on a fun adventure. We're going to be doing some cooking in the kitchen. We're going to introduce you to a local philanthropist. We're also going to sit down and chat with Danielle Turner, our fearless leader here at the TV station, to talk about the wonderful hiring event that's coming up this Saturday, as well as talking to you more about the Shift bikes and how you can get involved with this ride share e-bike program here in our community. You're going to want to stay tuned for all of this and so much more. But if you are looking to get out there and do some fun activities in our community, well then over at the Eagle Valley Library District, there is some wonderful story times taking place today, and you're not going to want to miss out on those, only because they offer a wide variety of story times, whether you are going to do the baby lap sit, the toddler, the preschool, the family, the bilingual, or even the nighttime story time. This is something that they offer for everyone, so make sure that you check it out, and you can go to evld.org, and then you can just click on events and then story times, and it'll give you all of those story times and what location they're at, because we have 3 fabulous libraries here in our community, the Avon, Gypsum, and Eagle Public Library, that are all part of the Eagle Valley Library District. Now, we do have a wonderful library over in Vail, and you can make your way over to Vail today at 11:30 to do a gentle yoga with the Vail Public Library. This is a great way to start your stretching and maybe let your body wind down after we had such an incredibly long ski season and a very tough ski season since there was so much snow this year. So make sure that you get out there, you start doing your stretching, and you also get prepared for bike season. This is a good way to just keep your body nice and happy and keep your mental health nice and grounded. Now, if you're looking for something fun to do later tonight, well, then you can make your way over to Ein Prosit for some live music, and that's going to kick off this evening, so you can always check that out, and it's taking place every Friday throughout the month of May. Now, some things that we do want to mention is you can sign up to be a volunteer for so many incredible things that happen throughout our community, whether it is the Vail Dance Festival, whether it's GoPro Mountain Games, whether it's something taking place up at the VLAR. And the best way to do so is go to vvf.org, and that way you can see the entire lineup of events and all of the wonderful ways you can volunteer. Now, the Vail Valley Foundation also does Youth Power 365, which is a great way to volunteer with our local youth here in the community. Now, speaking of the VLAR Performing Arts Center, they've got a very large lineup coming this summer, and they keep adding more and more shows to the lineup. Now, we're celebrating 25 years of the VLAR Performing Arts Center, so for more information, you can go to VLAR vlrpac.org to buy your tickets for some of the incredible upcoming shows that they have happening this year. There are so many wonderful things taking place throughout the course of this off season and throughout the course of this summer. And for more information on what's happening in Vail, you can go to discovervail.com, and then you can click on the events tab and see the entire lineup of everything happening in Vail Village. But then you can go to beavercreek.com/events to see everything that's happening up in Beaver Creek. Now, we do want to mention the Whitewater Series is taking place again on Tuesday. This is brought to you by the Vail Rec District, so you can go online to sign up right now. If you missed last week, well, then you're going to want to get out there and participate in it this week. The Vail Rec District does such a good job of bringing so many wonderful events to life, and this is one of them for sure. It's really fun to even just go watch. It's a great spectator event as it takes place going from the covered bridge in Vail all the way to the International Bridge, so make sure that you check it out, even if you just go watch, since these people are getting in that wild, cold water first thing this spring. Now we're going to take it over to Mark, who's going to give us a look at that local weather forecast and explain to us where he is, because it definitely looks a little bit cloudy over there. Mark, what's the temperature like first thing this morning?
Hey, good morning, Maddie. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning into our Friday edition of Good Morning Vail. I'm down here in Singletree, which is in Edwards. I'm at the Singletree Park. I'm going to be meeting with Cynthia Pillsbury here in just a little bit, so we're going to sit over there at one of the picnic tables and have a Friday morning chat. Temperatures down here right now, we're probably in the low 40s is my guess, and we have a little bit of rain falling from the sky, some cloud cover. We're going to see rain on and off today. Let's take a look at your weather report for the day. We'll start at around 40 degrees in Vail at 8 o'clock first thing this morning. And then by midday, high temperature in Vail of about 54 degrees. And we're looking at about a 40% chance of moisture. So cloud cover, on and off showers, and a northwest breeze, 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's what we're looking at over the course of pretty much the entire day. As you look at breaking down Vail's temperatures by the hour, 8 o'clock, 40 degrees, 47 around noon, 52 around 4 p.m. And then we'll see 48 degrees around 8 o'clock tonight. We'll have cloud cover, a few showers. We might see a little hint of sunshine towards the afternoon, but that's kind of the day as we wrap up this little system that's passed on through this low pressure system. Your I-70 drive, Denver temperatures, not much different than up here. 59 for a high in Denver today. They still have a lot of moisture down there. They picked up close to 3 inches of rain over the past 24 hours down there. So hats off to them. 54 for Vail, going to be rainy around here with a 40% chance. 56 for Avon, 61 for Eagle with a 20% chance of moisture. And then tonight we'll see a low of about 38 degrees. More cloud cover, a little more light rain. The winds, though, coming out of the east-northeast tonight at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now let's jump ahead and take a look at your weekend. We'll start with Saturday. We'll have 50% chance of maybe some afternoon thunderstorms, a little bit of sunshine, 61 for a high, a low of 40 degrees. For Sunday, a 30% chance of maybe some afternoon showers with a high of 59, a low of 42. And then for Monday, isolated thunderstorms, about a 40% chance of those, with a high of 62 in Vail, 65 for a high on Tuesday with a 30% chance. And then for Wednesday, we're seeing about 66 degrees for the high temperature. Once again, maybe some scattered afternoon thunderstorms, 40% chance of those happening. So we have a little mix of kind of everything coming our way over the next 4, 5, 6 days. You can kind of expect to see a little bit of sunshine. You can expect a little bit of rain. You can expect some cloud cover. Not much in terms of a breeze, though. I got a couple of dogs coming to say good morning to me. Hi, pups. You can say hi to the pretty dogs. I'm putting them on TV. I'm not putting you on TV, but I'm putting them on TV. Good morning. Good morning, pups. All right, so we're going to take a quick break from Good Morning Vail. This is our Friday edition. And then when we come back, we're going to take you into the kitchen and maybe show you how to cook a little pork with Colorful Cooking's chef, Tracy Miller. We'll be right back.
Good Morning Vail.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun and Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Hi, it's Maddie from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you" on Channel 92? Because we're always bringing you more Good Morning Vail every day from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More scoreboard updates every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. More Good Day Vail, 2 back-to-back episodes daily at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. More news segments and shows highlighting our local community. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or on our website at tv8vail.com.
Good Morning Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, like Mark was just saying, we love introducing you to Tracy Miller from Colorful Cooking, as she does such a good job helping us learn how to make some delicious and healthy and easy recipes. And so we're going to take a look at her making some delicious pork in the kitchen, and you can catch Colorful Cooking as a standalone show every Monday through Friday at noon. So check it out if you would like some inspiration on what you should make for dinner. But let's take a look at her making some pork.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the peach sauce. And when we do this, we need to get a pan. And I have a nonstick pan here, and we're going to talk about nonstick pans in a moment. But I have my nonstick pan, and I'm going to put just a little bit of oil in the bottom. And I have about a half a cup of onions that I've already diced up. So I'm going to let my pan warm up just a little bit. I've got it kind of cranked too at a medium heat. So as you can see, the oil is just starting to get a little glossy and maybe a little bubbly. And typically that's when your oil is going to start to be warm enough to put your veggies in there or whatever you're starting to cook. My nonstick pan is going to, of course, spread the oil around because you hardly need any. See that? See that nice little wreath, that summertime wreath? You hardly need any oil when you're using a nonstick pan. So here we go. We're going to put our onions that are diced up, which means they're chopped up really small, about a half a cup in here as the base of our peach sauce. So this is going to be a savory peach sauce that's going to go on pork. Now, I am going to stir it up with a spatula because when you're using a nonstick pan, you really want to be careful and use a rubber ladle or a wooden ladle or something that's going to not scratch it up. Using something like this that has metal on it or even tongs like this, going to scratch it up a little bit. So you can, of course, use them, but you just kind of have to be a little more careful. Here we go. My onions are all in the pan, and what I've done now is I've spread them out. So as you can see, they are all spread out in a single layer. When you're cooking something on a pan, you want your veggies to be spread out. Actually, when you're cooking something, when you're baking it, whatever you're doing, you want everything to be spread out because then the heat can go all around every piece of veggie or meat or whatever you're cooking. So then it's a little more even. Of course, you're going to get a few chunks, but it'll be a little bit more even. Whenever I'm cooking anything, I salt and pepper as I go. So what I do is I have 2 little cups, a little bit of pepper right here. You don't want to use too much pepper early on because that can make your food kind of bitter, but you do want to use a little bit. So I'm just going to sprinkle just a tiny bit, maybe not even a quarter of a teaspoon of salt and even less of pepper, just a little bit to kind of get the juices flowing, to get the flavors going. When you add salt to something, it brings out the natural liquid in the ingredient. So it makes it a little more juicy in the pan. So we've got that going right now. I'm going to let that simmer for just a little bit, probably like 7 or 8 minutes. So I'm going to turn it down a little because I had it on medium. I'm going to turn it down to a medium low. So the fresh peaches that I have are a little bit a little bit hard today, which is okay. It's actually nice when you're cooking with hard peaches because they don't get as mushy. So you're going to either get some fresh peaches today or you're going to get some canned peaches. We will kind of talk about the canned peaches at the end of cooking this sauce if that's what you have. But if you have fresh peaches, then look for ones that are a little bit harder if you're going to cook them. If you want to peel them, and I highly suggest that you peel these because what happens is when you cook them, the skins kind of fall off and they get a little chewy anyways. So when you're about to peel a ripe peach, and really folks, I'm throwing the dice today on this one because this peach is not very ripe at all. So what I'm doing is I'm going to score it. So you're going to score it in like 4 different areas. See, and I can already tell it's like, that skin's pretty stuck on there because this is not that ripe. But you're just going to kind of cut it all the way through. And then you're going to pop it into boiling water. Now this is something you also do when you want to take the skin off of a tomato. So again, we pop it in boiling water. We're going to start seeing those edges kind of fall apart from the skin in the boiling water. So we're going to let that boil for just a couple of minutes while we go back to our sauce. And here we go. We've got the onions are starting to like caramelize up just a little bit. When things caramelize, that means they get brown spots on them. Don't be too scared of those brown spots because those have a lot of flavor if you catch them at the right time. So if I let this kind of sit there, I'm borderline right now. I could burn my onions pretty quickly, or I could start adding some more ingredients to this. And what we're going to do is we're going to use cornstarch in our sauce today. And cornstarch is going to give it be a thickening agent. Now, cornstarch is one of the easiest thickening agents, in my opinion, that we can use. Used in a lot of like Thai food and Chinese food to make the sauces thicker. A lot of times when you want to thicken your sauce, you make a roux, and that's typically with butter and flour, and you stir it around really nicely, and then you add some juice. Cornstarch, it makes it just a little bit easier to work with it. But the only thing, when you are putting some kind of flour, and I'm going to turn this down a little because I'm at the risk right now, is if you can see that, of burning my onions. And I'm taking too long for the next step. So I'm going to turn it down just a little, and I'm going to use just about a tablespoon of cornstarch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lightly sprinkle it all over my onions, okay? So we're going to just like give it a little bit of a coating there. And then we're going to stir it around very gently. And see, I should not be using the spoon, right, folks? Because that's metal and I'm on a nonstick pan. So we're going to stir this around. And this is the really important step when you're working with any kind of flour or cornstarch or anything like that. You need that flour and that cornstarch. You need that dry ingredient to melt into the onions. Now, if you can see, our onions kind of have a creamy effect right now. I have some brown sugar that I'm going to be adding to this. And it's kind of old, so it's a little hard, but it'll be perfect in the sauce. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of brown sugar. I'm going to add a little ginger, and I'm going to add a little bit of water. And then we're going to crank this up, okay? So we're going to kind of boil this sauce a little bit right now and let that all dissolve together and thicken up with the cornstarch. If you wanted to use a chicken broth or a veggie broth, that would give it a little bit more flavor, but this has a lot of nice flavors in it right now because it has the ginger and the brown sugar. And then we're going to be putting peaches in it. So as you can see, the sauce is kind of starting to thicken up a little bit. Looks really good, actually. We're going to season it with salt and pepper, and then I'm actually just going to turn it off for right now. So let's put a little more salt and pepper on this. See, ooh, see it getting all bubbly like that? That's some good brown sugar stuff right there. Sugar can burn, so you have to be careful. The smell is really good. Turn it off. Remove it from the heat if you're not ready to put your peaches in right now, turn it off and remove it from the heat. Now let's take a look at what's going on with this peach now that we have been boiling it in the water, because it does look like it's starting to be removed. So as we take a look at this, you can see where I scored it, and then the skin is starting to come off a little bit. Not enough, because it's not a very ripe peach. When you have a really ripe one, you're gonna have that skin is just gonna start to fall off. But what we're gonna do now is put this back in the water because I'm having a hard time, and I might have a hard time the whole time, but I'm having a hard time pulling that away. Really, it should come away really easily. So pop that right back in there. And then what we're gonna do is get a bowl of cold ice water to put that in when we think it's ready. So you put your fruit or your tomato into this boiling water. You boil it until the skin starts to kind of shed from the fruit, and then you pop it into some cold water. That is called blanching. So that's the method we're going to use for this right now. But whenever you're working with fresh fruits and veggies, you kind of have to be flexible. So if this doesn't work, I still need some peaches. So all I'm going to do now is either peel the peaches, or I'm just going to kind of take the skin off. I'm going to cut it off because we are going to put just the peach flesh into the sauce.
I absolutely love peaches, so anytime you can incorporate them into a great recipe like this one, you should totally do so, and you can start to get your peaches as we start to see the farmers markets in Vail come back to life here shortly. But we're going to continue with this recipe to see how she brings it all together and see what the final product looks like, so make sure that you stay tuned so that you can get inspired to make some delicious and healthy meals. Now we're going to take a short break, and when we come back from the break, we're going to take another look at that local weather forecast, and we've got more of the show. So stay tuned.
Good Morning Vail.
It's that time of the morning where we're talking Sun and Ski Sports Product of the Week. Now we've got a Rumple blanket with us, which this is the original puffy blanket. And if you have not seen one of these, well, then they are great for the environment. And the reason that is because this blanket right here is made out of 60 recycled water bottles. So I'm just going to fold this down a little bit. You can see what the blanket looks like. These are absolutely amazing if you're getting out there to do anything outside. They are water and stain resistant as they are finished with a DWR on there, making it nice and convenient for all of your outdoor needs. Not only does it curl up into this nice little packaging, so it's super low-key, mellow to take anywhere with you, but as well as getting it out and about, it is made with synthetic insulation, which means that it is machine washable. So if you do spill something on it, it's super easy to get nice and clean. You can see that this is a beautiful one with the Arches National Park on it. You can head over to Sun and Ski Sports to get your hands on one of these fabulous blankets, or you can go to their website at sunandski.com, and that way you can order one right to your house. We want to thank them for bringing you this product of the week. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Time to rise and shine? There's no better way to start your day off than with the Good Morning Vail crew. You asked for more, and TV8 delivered. Good Morning Vail is here for you with your local news, sports, weather, and community events every morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. No matter the season, we give you a reason to watch, so grab your coffee and join the fun. Live stream us at tv8vail.com or on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. And remember, there's more for you on 92.
Good Morning Vail.
We're live here at the Single Tree Park. I got Cynthia Pillsbury joining me. We're going to talk about a big event happening this weekend in Vail for gun reform. But first, let's talk about our weather. What do we got going on today,
Well,
Cynthia?
it doesn't look so good. And
Had some rain recently, huh?
Yeah.
I know.
I want it to be warmer.
It's going to get warmer soon. You know it will.
What about Mother's Day? What's the weekend looking like?
We'll talk about the weekend. I'm going to go through it here. Mother's Day is going to be maybe some sunshine, maybe a little shower activity. But for today, though, we're going to see about 40 degrees at 8 o'clock, 54 around noontime. And Cynthia, we've got about a 40% chance of on and off showers throughout the afternoon. A little breeze out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per
That's
hour.
not so bad.
No, it's going to be all right. And here's Vail by the hours forecast next. We've got 40 at 8, 47 around noon, 52 degrees around 4 p.m., and then we'll see 48 tonight at 8 o'clock. Cloudy, a few showers in the afternoon, but we are going to see a little bit of sunshine popping out here and there. So this is eventually going to burn off. We have a little bit of blue sky activity out
What
there.
about tomorrow? Because there's a big BMS soccer game.
I'm going to get to tomorrow in just a second.
Okay. I
Slow
like
down. Today in Denver, they got a 90% chance of rain. They picked up almost 3 inches of rain in the past, 24 hours.
Well, that's good, actually.
59 for high down there, so not much different than here. 54 for Vail, 40% chance of some showers. 56 for Avon with a 30% chance. And then Eagles 61 with some cloud cover. We're going to start seeing this system push on through, kind of towards the west, southwest, making it way towards us. Tonight, 38 degrees for a low, cloudy, a little bit of light rain, east-northeast breeze, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, Cynthia, for tomorrow, we're going to see a 50% chance of maybe a few pop-up afternoon thunderstorms mixed with a little bit of sunshine with a high of 61 in Vail.
Oh, that's
Where's the game, at VMS?
At the game,
Okay.
at the Vail. That's that's 61 degrees. That feels balmy after
It does
today.
feel balmy, I know. For Sunday, for Mother's Day, happy early Mother's Day.
Thank you.
30% chance of some activity, maybe some sunshine with a high of 59. For Monday and Tuesday, low to mid 60s with anywhere from a 30 to a 40% chance of some isolated pop-up afternoon thunderstorms, possibly. So kind of instability, but not too bad. Wednesday with a high of 66, 40% chance of some showers, and then some afternoon thunderstorms too. So that's a look at kind of what's
Do
coming
you think
our way.
it'll clear up by next week? 'Cause it's my birthday, and I really want to have some sun on the 19th. What do you think?
She just asked me if I think it's going to clear up by next week because her
You know
birthday's
everything.
coming up. You shouldn't have told us it's your birthday because I'll be knocking on your door. I'll tell you what I did for my mom in a little bit. All right, so we're here with you today. Cynthia Pillsbury, she's just a local philanthropist of many sorts. Just a good family in the community. They live over in the Valley Club over at Cordillera. Our kids kind of play together a little bit here and there, see each other.
And they're both
different
graduating.
activities. Our 2 oldest are graduating. I know, it's a little crazy. Hey, so let's shift gears. This is a big shift. We got this horrible problem in our country. This is a health crisis.
Yes, it's not political. It's a health crisis.
It's a horrible epidemic, and we talked off camera, and firearms are the leading cause of death for children and teenagers due to mainly suicides and mass shootings,
Exactly.
right? So you are a gun safety and reform activist amongst many other hats that you wear. And she's got some stuff to share with us, some stuff coming up this weekend, and a little bit of insight into kind of what's going on with gun control, gun safety, gun awareness, not only in our state, but kind of around the country.
Yeah, and,
Thanks for coming out to
we're
meet me.
wearing orange.
We are wearing orange.
And do you hunt?
No, I grew up hunting birds, but no.
Yeah. So, we all know that hunters wear orange to protect themselves, so they're seen in a forest or whatever.
Yeah.
And we've adopted orange as the Moms Demand Action color because sadly, we should be wearing orange every day.
Honestly.
Yeah, to the movies, to the grocery
Everybody,
store,
every day.
to the mall, to school. As you said, this is not political. This is a health crisis. Firearms are the leading cause of death for kids and teenagers, and this is preventable. This is 100% preventable.
And you've been a part of this movement and everything since Sandy Hook, right?
Yeah, Sandy Hook happened at the same time our kids were in that same grade. And so as I'm sure it hit you and Jen really hard when you're a parent and you know that is the worst possible thing to ever happen to you is to lose a child, but to lose a child in a violent way that is preventable is just something you would never get over. So I got involved with gun reform, and I don't use the word control because control is a trigger word. I use the word reform because it is about reform. We're not, the gun reform activist groups are not about taking guns away from law-abiding citizens who want to hunt, who want to do, just for the sport of it. That's not what this is about. But, when you go into a store and you buy 1,000 rounds and an assault weapon, you're not going hunting.
Yeah.
You're going to hunt down people, and that's the problem.
that is the problem, and that's happening. Obviously, I feel
feels
like,
like
and you told me like it's happening daily somewhere.
It is. So 12 kids die a day in our country of gun violence, and we had 646 mass shootings in 2022. That's more than the days we have in the year. It's absolutely absurd. It enrages me because we can do something, and gun owners. I mean, my dad's a gun owner. You and I have a lot of friends who have guns for hunting and all that. They're in support of this. It's a very small minority of people that are, that don't want this to happen. And our Governor Polis, who we're lucky to have, he's a totally, I think, forward thinker on this, and he's raised the age to buy a gun from 18 to 21.
He's passed like 4 new laws for the state of Colorado recently alone.
Yeah, April 28th he passed them.
Yeah.
So that's a great one because, I don't think if you can't drink a beer legally, you should have the ability to buy a firearm, personally.
Okay.
But, younger kids can do it if they go in with their parents and they're going to get, there's always exceptions if they're law-abiding citizens. A waiting period, because a lot of times we see these mass shootings, they buy a gun on Monday and commit the act Tuesday. So a 3-day waiting period seems totally reasonable. And then expanding the red flag laws, which is really, really important. So right now, red flag laws would be like a parent or a law officer.
Right.
They're the people that can say this kid or this person should not be able to have a gun. Governor Polis expanded it to therapists, doctors, educators, so people who are really in the community working with kids who will know, oh, you know what, this person's at risk to hurt themselves or others. So we're really lucky to live in a state that has some really good gun reform, but we're only as safe as our weakest state. Right?
Okay, so here we go. Real quick, I'm running out of time.
Okay.
We have a big event coming up this weekend, this Sunday, 1 o'clock at the Covered Bridge.
Yep.
Wear orange,
Wear orange.
bring signs. Give us a little bit more info, then I got to hop out
Bring
of the
your
interview.
kids. This is not a political issue. We just want to show support of our governor and just of safety, around gun safety and awareness. So it should be, hopefully the weather will be nice. I'll see you wearing orange.
Yep.
And we'll march in solidarity for gun reform because we don't need to live like this.
That's right. Love you. Good to see
Thanks,
you.
Mark.
Once again, this Sunday in Vail, Cover Bridge, 1 o'clock. Show up, wear orange, bring signs. We're going to take a quick break from the Good Morning Vail show. When we come back, I'm going to give you an update on what's happening with our local rivers and so much more. This is our Friday edition of Good Morning Vail. We'll be right back.
Good Morning Vail.
Welcome to the TV8 Viewers' Choice Awards, where we celebrate the videos that got the most views on our YouTube page from you, our viewers. I'm Maddie Evans, and let's see who's taking home the prizes for the month of April. Taking home the bronze is Good Morning Vail's April 13th edition, featuring the Vail Christian High School Theater Department. The silver award goes to Good Morning Vail on April 10th, featuring recruiter guy Bill Humbert. The gold goes to Good Morning Vail on April 22nd. The scoreboard covers track and field at Eagle Valley High School. The Platinum Award goes to Good Morning Vail on April 6th, featuring lacrosse with VMS and Eagle Valley High School. And clinching the #1 spot and taking home the Diamond Award, Good Morning Vail on April 15th, the Pike family from Florida giving us their rendition of Good Morning Vail. If you missed any of these trending videos, make sure that you check out our YouTube page, TV8's Good Morning Vail, and check out the playlist for the Viewers' Choice Awards for the month of April. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been your host, Maddie Evans, and I'll see you next time. Join Good Day Vail May 15th through May 19th for a special week of redefining your living space. We'll be featuring tips and tricks from experts in real estate, home furnishing, flooring, and more. Just one more reason why there's more for you on Channel 92.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Vail Skin and Lashes, located in the heart of Avon, offers a full array of aesthetic and medical treatments and services. We feature only the highest quality products in an upscale medical-grade skincare boutique. Experience this luxurious, welcoming, and inviting environment. We are dedicated to providing expert personalized care, artistry, wellness, beauty. That's Vail Skin and Lashes Medical Spa.
Join us on the Leadville Railroad. This fun-filled train ride takes you and your family on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for a half-day trip of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Book your adventure on the Leadville Railroad today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good Morning Vail.
All right, welcome back to our Friday edition of Good Morning Vail. Typically when I'm on the show, I like to give updates on what's happening with the river. I'm going to make my way down by the river for the second hour of Good Morning Vail, but I want to talk about what's happening right now. We're going to talk about flows in that next segment. Flows have come up, obviously. We've seen some rain recently pushing some of that snow off the hillside. It's pushing a lot of dirt along with snow and all kinds of other things into the rivers. River levels are coming up. They're getting dirtier. They're getting colder. But we're not at a point yet where we are in an unfishable state. Believe it or not, a lot of worms are being flushed into the river from the snow melt, pushing dirt into the river. So bugs that are working well right now, along with some other specific patterns for this time of the year, are squirmy worms, little pink and little red squirmy worms, believe it or not. Fish are chowing on those. This is also the time of the year, historically, when we have our first big hatch of invertebrates for the summertime, which are caddis, which is the Mother's Day caddis hatch. Now, temperatures need to be on point for all these bugs to hatch in the water. Water temperatures need to be optimally about 53 degrees, and right now we're not even close to that, but there are some caddis around, so you'll see some bigger bugs around this weekend if you're going to fish. One of my guides, Tom Rushlow, senior guide Tom Rushlow, we call him the professor, he was out fishing with clients 2 days ago. I'm going to show you a couple photographs of a couple of the fish that Tom and his clients caught. He was the one that told me about the Mother's Day caddis hatch. He saw some caddis kicking around. He also saw some blue wings, and he thinks that he saw some PMDs also, which is another smaller mayfly, kind of like a blue wing olive. But these photographs, Tom was the guy with the big beard and the glasses, with the big tuft of kind of white hair right here in the middle of his beard, on his chin, on his goatee. He's a spectacular guide. If you want to go fish with us, some intern anglers, give us a call. Tom can take you out. There's a few of his clients that went out. One guy that fished the other day too. So there's opportunities to catch fish. Now, we just have to be a little more creative with the flows, but we can find them, whether it's from a boat or whether you're standing along the shoreline. You don't want to be standing too far into the river right now, but there's good fishing to be had. When I'm done with the show today, I'm going to make my way over to Minturn, over to the fly shop, Minturn Anglers, and get things rolling for the day. So if you want some info, give me a call or stop by. All right, I got more of the show coming up live from the community. We have Maddie in the studio. We actually have Maddie in the studio coming up next right now with our general manager, Danielle Turner. And they have some big stuff happening coming up real soon. If you want to do a little work with TVA, they're going to let you know what's coming around the corner. Here we go with Maddie and Danielle. Back to the studio.
Welcome back into the studio, and Mark is right. I'm going to sit down with Danielle Turner, our wonderful fearless leader here at the TV station. And now I'm all about women, empowering women, and so to have an empowered woman boss, I think, is so incredible. Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning, Maddie. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really happy that I'm inside this morning.
Yes, me too.
It looks a little bit chilly out there, but we have some really exciting things happening. And you guys have done such a good job at expanding everything that's taking place here at TV8. So give us more information, what people can expect to see.
So many things coming up. I think most recently we've seen a couple of new segments right here on Good Morning Vail. Adventures in Coaching with Kim Smith.
Yes.
Glitz and Glam with Gretchen Pleshaw. we've done the scoreboard throughout the school season, and then we'll kind of switch to outdoor entertainment as we move into the summer months. And then we are launching a new entertainment segment that is going to be starting in the next coming days called Vail Valley Vibes. So I'm really excited about that.
Me too, only because we have so many wonderful things and
so many things coming up this summer.
It's going to be so busy.
Right, it's going to be very busy. And we're also launching a monthly roundtable discussion hosted by a member of the community with panelists from the community. So we'll be talking about different topics that resonate in the community, and I think probably one of the first is going to be the problems with the workforce. Yes. And that will be hosted by Chris Romer from the Vail Valley Partnership.
Which we love Chris Romer because we recently had him in, and he just has so much information about problems and solutions for employees and employers and how they can work together to make things beneficial where people will keep their employees for that longevity. But speaking of keeping employees for longevity, let's talk about how we're hiring here at TV8. And so if you're looking for a new career position, then you have a full lineup of things that you want to get staffed up.
We do, yeah. We are in search of a couple different things. I think we're always in search of some new on-air talent to kind of keep the show fresh and vibrant. And so if anybody's interested in Good Morning Vail or some of the other shows that we have coming up, I'm certainly looking for that. I'm looking for some full-time editors, and specifically anybody that is fluent in both English and Spanish, because we have a Spanish programming initiative coming up late fall. And so I'll be looking for people to help with that. And then we are also looking for some administrative help around the station. So plenty of opportunities, and we're going to have an open hiring event tomorrow between 10 and 2. You can just drop by the station with your resume, say hi, and maybe find a good fit.
Which is something that's so cool, because that's originally how I started with TV8 way back when. I'm not going to say how many years I've been here, but it's been a few, and that's exactly what I did. Mark Sassi invited me to come and do this drop by for this little open casting call, and I have been here since, and I was lucky enough to get to transition over from the new ownership. So it has been incredible, and I think it's such a fun workplace for people who love practical jokes, mainly. Got to be on cue with the practical jokes.
You have to be on cue with practical jokes. But the event we're doing tomorrow, if you don't want to be on camera, don't feel like you shouldn't come.
Right.
If you want to be behind the scenes as a cameraman or a production person or even an admin, still stop by and say hi to me, because I'm looking for all of those positions.
A lot of positions, and now if people cannot make it tomorrow between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., they can shoot you an email, and we've got your email up on the screen right now, and you can go to tv8vail.com for more information, and then that way they can just arrange a different time to come and meet with you.
Absolutely. Or shoot over your resume and or a reel if you are looking to do something either production-wise or on camera, and we'll set something else from there.
Which makes it so fun, and all of these positions are such a great opportunity, especially because you do a wonderful job of teaching people too. So if someone is maybe interested in this career path, they don't have to have the most experience because you'll work with them.
Absolutely. You certainly don't have to have a ton of experience. I think the beauty of local television is that you get to learn on the job, and you get to learn so many different aspects of the business.
Which is one of the things that you should be most proud of yourself for, because you have taught all of us that work here for you now so much as we've all progressed in our careers. And that's something that I know I'm grateful for, and I know that everyone else that's behind the cameras right now is grateful for as well.
I appreciate that, Maddie.
So one more time, people can come in and they can spend their Saturday hanging out with you, kicking it in our cool TV station if you've never seen the station.
Absolutely.
You can meet our Lego people. We've got Lego people that are dressed like us here at the TV station, which is really fun. And they can just come and chat with you, get more information about the jobs, find out more about the descriptions, and then just talk with you to see what's going to be a best fit for them.
Yep, absolutely. Tomorrow between 10 and 2.
And then, of course, since we're talking about all the wonderful things that take place here at TV8, we've got so many other programs that people can tune into. I love to talk about Tracy Miller and her colorful cooking that people can catch Monday through Friday at noon, only because I'm not allowed to cook in the kitchen here anymore. I'm allowed to supervise. I'm allowed to be there and talk.
No knives for Maddie.
Well, it happens. But then we've got some other shows that we play throughout the course of the day. We've got Good Day Vail, and then we've got some other things that we're working on, like this entertainment segment, which eventually will expand because we do have so many things taking place.
Yes, it's going to start as a segment in Good Morning Vail, and will stay that way. But it's also going to expand into a twice-a-week entertainment show.
And people can just tune in to Channel 92, Comcast Xfinity, go to tv8vail.com, and then see all of the wonderful things that we have to offer here and find their favorite new career path.
Absolutely. And keep an eye on that program schedule because we change it quite frequently. So your favorite shows might move around a little bit as we find a perfect home for it. So if you're ever wondering what time something is on, definitely check it out.
You know, I love Good Morning Vail. That's an easy one, 7 to 9 every single day. But you know what else I really like? Our outdoor lifestyle show.
Scoreboard Nation. Maybe because you host it?
Well, yeah. And I like seeing all the fun adventures between what you can do here in Vail, what you can do in Reno, Tahoe, and then what you can do in Park City, Utah, because we all know that Vail and Park City have my heart and soul. So
absolutely. And you can see that every day at 7 p.m.
Danielle, thank you so much for, one, being such an incredible boss and giving all of us the experience to grow in our careers, but also thank you so much for always opening the door to new people coming in and joining our fun little family that we have here, because that's truly what it is.
It truly is. Thank you, Maddie.
Make sure that you check out tv8vail.com. That way you can get Danielle's email address. You can send your resume in, or just come into the TV studio and experience the fun that we have, because once you walk in, you'll see my office, which is covered in a practical joke right now. And it is a ton of fun. We all love each other. We all show support, and we're all excited to come into work each and every day. And you can join the fun with us here at TV8. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good Morning Vail.
Love what you see on TV8? We want you to be part of our team. TV8 is currently recruiting for full and part-time positions, including bilingual editors, news and sports reporters, Good Morning Vail host, and an administrative assistant. Join us on Saturday, May 13th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for an open interview at our studio located at 137 Benchmark Road inside the Seasons building. TV8 is proud to serve the community 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and we want you to be part of the fun. Check us out at tv8vail.com for more information.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Hi, it's Maddie from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you" on Channel 92? Because we're always bringing you more Good Morning Vail every day from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More scoreboard updates every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. More Good Day Vail, 2 back-to-back episodes daily at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. More news segments and shows highlighting our local community. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or on our website at tv8vail.com.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun and Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Good Morning Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, we've been talking a lot about Tracy Miller and her colorful cooking only because she does such a good job of making these recipes a little bit simple for us that are not great in the kitchen, but she also makes them delicious and really healthy. And so earlier in the show, we had the opportunity to see how she was making this pork and bringing some peaches into it. And so we're going to check back in to see her complete this recipe. Let's take a look.
So then just cut your peaches in little julienne slices, and a julienne slice would be something like this, where you take your piece of whatever you're cutting and you just cut it into thin strips. So we're going to cut that right there. And also sometimes when you're working with fresh fruits and vegetables, these could be a little more sour than they normally are when they're at their peak. So you might have to add a little more sugar. You'll always have to adjust. I'm just going to pop these right into the sauce for now that is turned off. I'm going to stir it around a little. There we go. That's kind of a nice gooey sauce right there. So those peaches are going to start to warm up a little bit. We'll turn that back on once we get really close to getting our pork all together. But right now, let's move on over to the pork tenderloin. Oh, yes. This is one of my favorite cuts because it is pretty much as lean as can be. So if you're looking for something really healthy, then a pork tenderloin. Always remember when it was called, I mean, you probably don't remember because it was like my mom's time when they started calling it the other white meat, but that's really what it is. It's very low fat, it's very high protein, it's really, really good for you, and it's super quick to cook. A lot of people get scared cooking their pork. They're afraid they're going to overcook it, or they're afraid they're going to undercook it and you're going to get salmonella. But really, it's easy to cook it to a nice temperature, and 145 is that temperature. Okay, so here we have the pork. These are pork tenderloins. This piece right here is called the silver skin, and that is a piece of fat that typically I just like to cut right off. A lot of people don't, especially if you are grilling it. You might not want to cut it off, but me, I'm kind of like picky about all the fat on my meat, so I cut most of it off. So let's just trim this up a little bit. You can kind of get like under a piece of the fat and then just pull it off. Hold it up like that. See that? Cut underneath. And then we'll get this big piece off right here. And get that all cleaned up. Okay, so now I have another frying pan, which I have on I'm going to crank this one up a little bit because we are going to add a cold. I've had this pork sitting out at room temperature for probably about 15-20 minutes now, which is typically what you want to do whenever you're cooking some meat like this. So you have your meat out at room temperature, because what happens is if you pull it right from the refrigerator, it's cold, and then you want to put it in a hot pan. It's like, so you want to kind of warm the meat up a little bit. Same with steak, same with chicken breast, same with pork, same with pretty much everything. Fish, let's not say the same with fish. Let's just say the same with these meats. Okay, so I'm going to medallion this right now, and what that means is I'm just cutting it into small, round pieces, so it's going to be really easy to cut. Really easy to cook. We're going to do about 1/2 inch. Okay, so make sure you have a really sharp knife. Hold your knife like you really got it, and then just cut these pieces. All righty. And what we're going to do is we're just going to season this with salt and pepper. Really, really simple. Get all of these pieces cut. At the bottom you're going to get like some weird pieces, so you just figure that out. Cut them however you think they're going to cook the best. Usually they have a little more fat right there. All right, now we have all of our pork medallions. So this is basically a medallion right there. That's what a medallion is. So if you ever go out to eat or somebody's like, oh, I'm in a medallion that today, this is what it means. It's just like a nice piece that's even and kind of small. All righty, now we have to season our meat. And you always want to season every single side of your meat. When I'm cooking big like filet mignons or something like that, I make sure I get every side, like all the sides and all 4 sides. These are a little smaller, so they might be easier. So I'm going to flip them over and just season every piece. When you're flipping them over, like sometimes I just like to, rub those sides so that they get a little seasoning on them as well. You'll definitely notice a better flavor if you properly season everything that you're cooking. Salt and pepper is really my favorite spice. Okay, so we've got the pepper on there. Now let's get the salt on. And depending on your dietary restrictions, you might not want to add that much salt. I'm going to put some oil in the bottom of this pan. Feels like it's warming up already. I can just feel it with my hands. But I am going to crank it up because my meat is somewhat cold and my pan, I want everything to sizzle when I put it in the pan. So right when I put this pork in, I want it to sizzle. So let's see, I don't know, maybe, ready? Oh yeah, see, we got a little sizzle. So now I'm just going to put all of these medallions in here at a medium-high heat because we are putting a lot of pork in here. And that's going to bring the temperature of the pan down a little bit. And we want to get a sear on one side so that it's absolutely delicious. This is not going to take very long at all to cook. After you work with raw meat, you really need to wash up your hands and your cutting board. So let's take a quick break. Keep an eye on this. If your break goes more than 4 minutes, flip over your pork. But if not, we'll be right back to flip that pork over.
We're not quite done with this recipe as she's got some more things to do to complete it and bring it all together in this delicious combination of pork and peaches and amazingness. So make sure that you stay tuned because we're going to bring you more Tracy Miller cooking in the kitchen in just a little bit. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more Good Morning Vail, so stay tuned.
Good Morning Vail.
Join us on the Leadville Railroad. This fun-filled train ride takes you and your family on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for a half-day trip of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Book your adventure on the Leadville Railroad today at leadvillerailroad.com.
If you haven't seen Good Day Vail lately, here's what you've been missing. I'm Sassi Zach, and I'm the host of Good Day Vail, and you can find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92 or on our website at tva8vail.com and on YouTube. We're here to serve the Vail Valley, and we look forward to sharing our story with all of you.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? all you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Here at Sun and Ski Sports, we are all about having the best summer adventures. Our full-service bike shop is here to help you get back on the saddle with services ranging from simple tire changes, full bike overhauls, and rentals. If trail running, hiking, or trips to the lake are your thing, our expert staff will fit you in the best performing footwear or clothing. And don't forget about a relaxing day on the water with our stand-up paddleboard rentals. Call Sun and Ski Sports in Avon or Dillon today, or learn more at sunandski.com/CO.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome to hour number 2 of Good Morning Vail. This is a live shot from the river where Mark has now made his way to give us some more great information about getting out there, doing some fly fishing, and also some safety tips and tricks, especially since you can see how high that river level is and how quickly it is moving. I'm your in-studio host today, Maddie Evans, and we've got the one and only Mark Sassi out on the river. First thing this morning, now we've got a great show in store for you for the next hour of Good Morning Vail, and we love getting to be here each and every morning to bring you some incredible information about what's taking place in and around our community. Now we've got a very special hour coming up. Not only are we going to finish that recipe with Tracy Miller, but we're also going to introduce you to the executive director of Mountain Pride, which is a fabulous nonprofit that we have here in our community, and we're really excited about some of their upcoming events, and so we cannot wait to chat with you about that and chat with Madison about everything that she's doing over there, as well as introducing you to a wonderful young adult author who just released a new book that you can get over to the Bookworm of Edwards and you can get your hands on it, only because it's one of those coming of age books that everyone should get out there and read. Now we've got some great national holidays to celebrate today, the first one being International Day of Plant Health. So if you are a plant parent, well then it is a good day to make sure that you are doing everything correctly to take care of them. It is also Shades Day, meaning sunglasses, which we don't really need today since we're seeing a little bit of cloud coverage. It's also a National Nutty Fudge Day, so if you love the delicious treat, well then today's a great day to get your hands on it. Now if you are looking to get out and do some fun things in our community, you can always check out Storytime at the Eagle Valley Library District and all of their wonderful events and activities. You can go to evld.org and then you can hit that events tab, then you can click on Storytimes to see all of the wonderful story times. Now the Eagle Valley Library District has 3 public libraries throughout our community, the Avon, Eagle, and Gypsum Library, and you can see that they have so many story times throughout the course of a week, so make sure that you check that out. Now, if you're looking to do some stretching and some gentle yoga, maybe you're starting to just get into yoga, well then you should check out the Vail Library for their gentle yoga. This is taking place from 11:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. this afternoon, and so you can always check out the Vail Public Library for more information and to see their entire lineup of calendar events and activities. Now, we've been talking a lot about things that you can get out there and volunteer in, whether you want to do it with the Vail Valley Foundation and any of the great music events and venues that we have, so the Vlar Performing Arts Center or the Ford Amphitheater. You can go to vvf.org for more information. They also do a great Youth Power 365 where you can volunteer with local youth in our community. You can also volunteer with Mountain Pride, as Pride in the Park is literally right around the corner and it's going to be here before we know it. We're going to take it over to Mark right now, though, who's going to give us a look at that local weather forecast and let us know what we can expect throughout the course of today. Mark?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to hour number 2 of our Friday edition of Good Morning Vail, live here on the Eagle River, right across from Meadow Mountain. Dow Junction down there. This is the Eagle River. The Gore Creek flows into it just down there at Dow Junction. You can see a few of the clouds trying to lift off of the ridgeline here at Meadow Mountain. We have some cloud cover off to the west. We are going to see continued on and off, maybe some pop-up showers here and there today, some cloud cover, a slight breeze. It's a little cool out here first thing this morning. Temperatures for Vail, which is about 10 minutes east of where I am right here at Meadow Mountain. We'll see temperatures right around now, about 40 degrees, maybe low 40s. And then we'll see that high temperature for the Vail area taking place between 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, probably about 54 degrees. We're going to have a 40% chance of on and off showers here and there, some cloud cover, once again with a breeze out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Giving you a look at Vail by the hour, we have cloudy to start at 40 degrees at 8 o'clock, 47 around noon. We'll see 52 degrees around 4 p.m. today, 48 degrees around 8 p.m., and then a few showers, some cloud cover, a little bit of sunshine. Kind of a little hodgepodge of weather for the day today for your Friday. Denver temperatures, 59, close to 60 degrees with a 90% chance of moisture. 40% chance of moisture for us here in Vail with a high of 54. A high of 56 in Avon right there at the home of the TV8 studios with a 30% chance. And then cloudy with a 20% chance of moisture and 61 to the west towards Eagle. Tonight we'll see 38 for a low temperature, cloudy with once again a little bit more rain. East-northeast breeze, 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then jumping ahead Saturday through next Wednesday. Saturday a 50% chance of maybe some pop-up afternoon storms, a little bit of sunshine with a high of 61. 59 for a high on Sunday with some afternoon showers, with a 30% chance of those. 40% chance of isolated storms and 62 for a high on Monday. 65 for a high on Tuesday, with another small percentage of some moisture. And then Wednesday, 66 degrees for that high temperature. Afternoon storms likely once again mixed with a little bit of sunshine. About a 40% chance of that happening. So we do have some instability in that forecast. We have a little bit of moisture. We have a little bit of sunshine. And a little bit of everything all the way through the weekend. That's a look at your weather forecast. The first one for the 8 o'clock hour. We'll take a break. And after the short break, we're going to talk with Madison, Maddie and Madison on the couch with Mountain Pride. We'll be right back.
Good Morning Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Well, then make sure you tune in every day at 6:30 and 10:30 p.m. to catch The Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns: Park City, Utah, Vail, Colorado, and Reno, Tahoe. I'll be your host, Maddie Evans, and I can't wait to see you there.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Good Morning Vail.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm going to give you a quick little report from the river, your river report. Then we'll go back to the studio with more cooking. Down here on the water right now on the Eagle River, we are starting to see, once again, levels starting to rise. Tough to see into the water, too. The clarity is being definitely damaged. It's called turbidity, and we have a pretty high level of turbidity right now because of the snow melt. The recent rain has been bringing snow down off the hillside, even though those temperatures have been cooler. So we are seeing a dramatic shift. I want to show you that graph real quick of the Eagle River. Now, this is a flow graph in cubic feet per second, basically over the past week or so. We've had a pretty good size jump over the past couple of days, even though we have had those cooler temperatures. With that rain, it brings that snow down. You can see that CFS level, a cubic foot is about the size of a basketball. We're at about 1,100, flatlining at about 1,100 cubic feet per second in Avon on the Eagle River as we speak. And it'll continue to gain in height as we see some warmer temperatures not too far around the corner. There's still a lot of snow way up high that needs to melt. Fishing has been actually still pretty good. I think the important piece to mention real quick is if you're wade fishing, if you're walking along the shoreline, as you can see by right even here, the shoreline is typically another 2 or 3 feet out into the water. But with these higher levels, your shoreline has changed. So you have to be extra careful now when you're walking along the edges. And if you're casting, you're closer to the bushes behind you, so be aware of your casting. Roll casting is going to be the most effective. But I think the safety piece of this all is don't go wading into the water. Water temperatures are probably about 37 to 38 degrees, so hypothermia can set in real fast. Make sure you have a tight-fitting wading belt. And if you have dogs that like to play along the shoreline, keep them on a leash. And don't let them play in the water right now because it's damaging and it could be dangerous. Along with your kids, go find a small lake, Nottingham Lake in Avon, or something like that. That's going to be the best ticket. But we can get you on the river to fish. There's lots of bugs around and lots of happy fish ready to feed as we make our way into here the second week in May. All right, that's my quick little river report. We're going to take it back to the studio now. Tracy's been kind of doing her thing with a little bit of pork. We've had a couple segments. It's been fun to see, and I can almost taste it and smell it. But let's go back into the studio, into the kitchen with more with Tracy, and we're going to have the pork finale coming up next.
So now it's time to flip the pork over. I'm going to hope to have a nice little sear on my pork. Oh yeah, that's what we call caramelized. So if you can see those brown bits on the pork, then we are talking nice job, because that is caramelization. So now we have, our pan is still on a medium high, but we got that caramelization on one side that we want. So we're going to turn it down. I say let's turn it all the way down to low. We're going to let that cook a little bit. I am going to show you, let's see, what do you think? Is this underripe peach going to peel off like it should, or is it going to be difficult? This is the question right now. Our peach is boiling in the water. It has been scored into an X all the way around, and now I have some ice cold water that I am going to put the peach in. This technique is called blanching, and you do it with tomatoes if you want to peel them. You do it with peaches if you want to peel them. I don't know what else you're going to peel, but you also do it with like broccoli if you're going to put some broccoli on like a veggie platter and you want it to keep that really green color, then you blanch the broccoli so it stays nice and green. Otherwise, it kind of turns brown. All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on with this thing. So you take it from the hot boiling water to ice water, and then it kind of wants to peel. Like you can see that it kind of wants to. It's definitely going to be easier to cut off than it was the first time. But typically, if you're working with a fresher piece of fruit, this will just peel right off. But it's not going to happen right now. I was kind of afraid of that, but just thought I'd show you the technique. So maybe if you feel like trying it at some point in time, then you can. And this actually makes it a lot easier to peel the peach but really, really hot. Smells like peaches. Summertime. All right, so we're going to get that into the sauce. We've got the pork cooking on low. I always do the finger touch. And do you see the juices that are coming out from the pork? That's going to be a lot of really good flavor. So what we're going to do now is turn our peach sauce back on because we turned it off because we cooked it a little bit too soon. No big deal. No big deal at all. You can cook it as fast as you want or as slow as you want. We're going to add a few more peaches to it. Because about 2 peaches will be good for the whole family. If you're cooking for a family of 4, and that's typically what these classes are doing, then you should use about 2 peaches. That's about a half a peach per person. And of course, your peaches are going to be all different sizes. And if your family loves peaches, then you just use the big ones. If you're experimenting with them, trying to get the kids to eat some fruit or something, use the smaller ones, but I bet you $1,000,000 they will like them. And if you're working with canned peaches, what you do is just put those peaches right in the sauce right now. So you would cook all of that sauce on its own and then put the peaches in here. This is a little thick for me, so I'm going to add a little more water. And once again, remember I said you could add broth if you wanted to. We're going to mix it actually with the peaches once it gets warmed up, and then we're going to have our dinner. So here we go. So see the consistency there? If something is too thick, just add a little bit of water to it. It really will give it a nice consistency, and it will, everything kind of thickens up as you cook it without a cover on it. So if you put a cover on this, it wouldn't thicken up quite as much, but it still would a little bit. So there we go. We've got that kind of cooking away. We've got our pork, which feels like it's pretty much done. And what I'm going to do is get this pan out of the way, our unsuccessful peach peeling. But I hope you understand that when you're going to, if you do want to have that peach without the skin on it, that method is super easy when they're more ripe. It's just a little early season. We're just kind of filming things at a different time. And it's when they're ripe, you put them into that hot boiling water, and then you put them into an ice cold bath. And that skin will peel off really nicely. Okay, let's bring everything together. Here we go. We're going to put the peach sauce right over the pork. And then the pork juices are going to mix with the sauce. So that's going to make it really, really delicious. Make sure you turn everything off. Here we go. So I'm going to let this kind of cook together for about another minute or 2. And then we're going to have our dinner. I like putting this over a little bit of quinoa that I've already cooked. So I'm going to start kind of getting that plate together as this starts to boil a little. Clean off your workspace. One of the most important things about cooking is having a clean workspace. And a sushi chef I used to know actually taught me this trick. And he said just have a wet cloth by your workstation, and whenever your knife gets dirty, you just kind of wipe your knife off. And that's a really nice trick because your knife is going to be one of your most important tools in the kitchen. You want it sharp all the time. The more dull your knife is, the more error could happen. And if you've got stuff all stuck to the bottom of your knife, when you go to cut something, it could jerk it in a certain direction. So this has been one of my favorite tips. Just a wet rag right next to the knife so you can clean it off nicely. Okay. I think our pork is pretty much done. I'm going to turn it off and let it rest for about a minute or two. Whenever you're cooking meat, you want to let things rest for a little bit because that is going to let the meat's juices just kind of stick right in the middle there. So we want that to rest a little bit. I've got some cooked quinoa, which is so healthy for you and so full of protein. So we're going to put that quinoa right here on the bottom. I am going to get a couple nice medallions now that we know what medallions are. Look how pretty you can make this look. We'll get some medallions right there. One more really pretty one. And then we'll get some of that peach sauce, which has definitely thinned out now that we added that extra water broth and put it in the pan with our pork and our pork juices. So here we go. This is a very, very healthy dinner. It's a pork tenderloin. We've got a little quinoa on there as well and some fresh peaches. So for a summertime meal that's quick and easy, there you go, a little pork with peaches.
Good Morning Vail.
Love what you see on TV8? We want you to be part of our team. TV8 is currently recruiting for full and part-time positions, including bilingual editors, news and sports reporters, Good Morning Vail hosts, and an administrative assistant. Join us on Saturday, May 13th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for an open interview at our studio, located at 137 Benchmark Road inside the Seasons building. TV8 is proud to serve the community 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and we want you to be part of the fun. Check us out at tv8vail.com for more information.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Inclusion and support is something that we are so honored to have here in our community, and Mountain Pride brings that to life each and every year, and they do it bigger and better. And we're here with the executive director, Madison Partridge, who is a total boss lady in our community. So I love when she comes to sit on the couch with me. Good morning, Madison.
Good morning, Maddie. How are you?
I respect you so much, and I love when you get to come in here, because what you do for work is not easy, and what you do for work is challenging, and I think that you are totally fearless. And I think that if you would have been around when I was in middle school here, our community would have been shaped completely different. But I'm so glad that you are here to make the changes you are actively and currently making right now.
Thank you so much. It's just so important to have this visibility and this safety and feeling like you belong in a community. And the reason we started was because so many people wanted that. And we heard stories of people growing up in this community, living in this community, and going through really hard times, or not having that sense of belonging, or wanting and longing for a safe space in schools.
Which I think is part of the coolest, integration of our community with you guys, because it is something we didn't get to see. And as soon as you got to start hearing those voices come out and hearing the representation that the community, quite frankly, needed, it is shown the most amount of support that I have seen rally around something so quickly. And so Mountain Pride is doing Pride in the Park.
Oh, yeah.
And you got, the countdown is on.
The countdown is on. And to exactly what you said, the community has rallied, from the town of Avon and their continuous support to even the town council members. The Mayor Amy and Lindsay, Councilwoman Lindsay, have been advocates and allies for us and showing up in support, and then the town supporting us for the 4th Pride in the Park. We're so excited. June 3rd is going to be a blast.
June 3rd is going to be a ton of fun, and if you made it out there last year, it was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
We were like, oh, it's going to rain. Now it's it's so sunny, and everyone was sharing sunscreen and putting glitter on each other's face, and I came with very simple makeup, and I left feeling more beautiful and just more seen as a human being than I had ever been before. And I came as an ally to show my love and support for you, and then I got to meet your wonderful wife, and that was just kind of the best full circle ever. And so people, volunteering is full, but people can still maybe get in there if you guys open some more positions.
Volunteering is definitely going to open some more positions. So if you are interested in getting to be a part of Pride, get a t-shirt. mountainpride.org/Pride in the Park is the website to get involved. But I also wanted to touch on something that you said. I think you talked about feeling just happy and excited and made friendships at Pride in the Park.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about. And that's where, whether you're an ally, whether you're a queer person, a parent, or somebody learning and just wanting to engage in the community and see that we're just human beings like anyone else, just here to have a good time and celebrate each other, that they should come to Pride. Be a part of it. Be a part of that celebration. Hopefully walk out like you did, and happy and covered in glitter.
Right. Well, and I got to volunteer, and so I got to learn so much. And it was actually one of our local youth that went through each and every flag and their representation and their meaning, and I just sat there and listened to this child speak, and I was like, this kid is beyond brilliant for his age, and it was amazing.
Oh yeah, that's what, there's not only opportunities to have fun, but there's opportunities to learn.
Right.
Throughout the day we have over 60 booths that you can go to learn about different organizations, queer businesses, local businesses, get involved. But then also you can go on the stage and watch our animal fashion show, our 2 drag shows, our speakers that are going to be talking about advocacy, lived experience here, and offer that education that I think a lot of people don't get outside of these kind of events.
Which I think that a lot of people underestimate the power that this does hold with our local youth, especially because last year you guys had some incredible speakers that got up there, and I was in tears by some of the end of their presentations just to listen to how you guys have bettered their life by giving them that safe space within their school is amazing to hear.
These kids are changing the future. There's no doubt about that. They are pushing, they are advocating for inclusion, for showing up authentically, and they are going to pave the way for a community where truly, our goal, where everyone thrives.
Which I think is one of the coolest things that we get to see. And honestly, again, I cannot thank you enough for what you do for our community, only because if this were something that would have been here when I was in school, it would have completely changed so many kids' lives for the better.
Totally. And it's not just me in this position. There's so many people, our Pride in the Park committee, our board of directors, the teachers that we work with in the schools, the youth that are helping support putting on events and supporting their inclusivity clubs in schools. There's so many people that are working so hard around our community to make these efforts happen. And they also wouldn't work if we didn't have allies like you volunteering, encouraging us to come and talk, advocating, our, like I said, the council members, our sponsors, people that truly believe in this mission of pushing for equity and inclusion in our community.
Which is one of the most important things that we can do, and it's really cool to see. Like, I love going to the Bookworm of Edwards. I love how they have your guys' poster up that say this is a safe place and we are here to support you and we are here to show our pride no matter the month. And why is it that June is such an important month for the entire LGBTQ plus community?
Yeah, well, I think starting that, like we're talking about how awesome our community is, but we also have to acknowledge that there's still so much homophobia and transphobia and things that we need to work through as a community that can be done through education, through coming to these events and seeing these people. And so to answer your question about June, in June 1969 were the Stonewall riots where Black and queer, trans people, queer people led a revolution against the homophobia and transphobia that we're facing, and by the police that were taking queer people and putting them in prison, or people having to fight the laws that said that they couldn't wear multiple items of clothing that didn't match their biological sex. And so for history, queer people weren't able to show up. They weren't able to live. They had to hide. And so then in 1969, that was just the last straw. And so a brick was thrown and a riot started, and it led the revolution of for queer representation and visibility and working for safety.
Which is why I love what you guys do so much, because I think that it's really important. People do not, one of my favorite quotes is, you cannot know where you're going unless you know where you've been. And so people need to know the history of how long there has been a suppression for people to not get to be themselves. Yeah. Because I couldn't imagine waking up and saying the thing that allows me to best show who I am is I am the world's proudest dog mom. Yeah. And people going, I don't want to see your dog. It would crush me. Yeah. And there is a suppression that is still happening that people have to live by, and you guys are helping people in our community get to be themselves and get to show their true colors and honestly get to be happy for once.
And it's like, and that's what the work 365 days a year is doing. The education that we're providing, the conversations that we're having, the community that we're trying to build, the support. And that's why we need everyone showing up. We need everyone having these conversations at home, breaking down maybe those barriers they have around the community or anything that they're feeling, and pushing and advocating for inclusion and showing up, hearing the experiences of queer people, celebrating and working through those bias or anything that we have.
Now, we're really excited for Pride in the Park, only because it is an event that changes your perspective, changes your life for the better, and allows you to feel this community in a way that we don't see it in our other events and activities. But you guys also are doing a full lineup of events and activities throughout the entire month. So people can get involved if they can't make it to Pride in the Park. There is so many fun things like prom and karaoke and climbing, and you guys bring everything so that there's something for someone to participate in.
Oh yeah, we're kicking the month of June off first Saturday, June 3rd from 12 to 8 at Nottingham Park. Then we're moving into our favorite drag brunch at Vintage.
Yes, it's the best thing that you'll ever go to.
We haven't opened up reservations yet, so be on the lookout on our Instagram and our Facebook, and I'll be coming here soon. But like you said, if you couldn't make it to those, we're also doing a 5K in partnership with the Westin, which is really cool. We are doing a queer hike again that was a fan favorite last year, followed by some ice cream with Vail Valley Mountain Trail Alliance. And then we're doing book club with the Bookworm, drag story time, maybe even throw a little drag trivia in there. And then queer climbing nights, like there's queer coffee. There's so many opportunities to connect throughout the month, because we want to make sure that our community, if you can't make it to June 3rd, you have another opportunity to experience the community, experience that sense of belonging, and hopefully make some friendships.
I mean, it is the purest form of love that I think anyone can experience, because the love that radiates from any of these events and activities is to show support and to be proud of getting to be who you are. And there is almost a sense of being home, no matter what activity or event you're participating in. Even if you're going as an ally, I've gone to a lot of your guys' events, and I have felt so comfortable getting to be there, and I've asked questions and not felt like I'm being judged for not knowing, because ignorance in this situation is not bliss.
Yeah, no, right? And that's why, like, the lived experience, hearing what our community is feeling, learning from them is the best space. And you're not about an ally if you don't know, but showing up and coming to these things will help you become a better ally for any marginalized community.
Madison, thank you so much again for the hard work you do for our community. You do make such a difference, and by leading the charge of this wonderful organization, we are all so grateful to have you here.
Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you volunteer at Pride, and hope to see everyone else June 3rd, Nottingham Park. If you want to learn more about the full schedule, be here for G-Flip. Check it out on our Instagram or our website.
Madison, thank you again so much for taking the time to chat with me this morning.
Thank you, Maz.
Make sure that you go to the Mountain Pride website. That way you can see all of the fun. You can get your volunteering in, because I promise you will not regret it. It's the most fun thing you will do all summer long. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got just a little Good Morning Vail left, so stay tuned.
Good Morning Vail.
It's that time of the morning where we're talking Sun and Ski Sports Product of the Week. Now, we've got a Rumple blanket with us, which this is the original puffy blanket. And if you have not seen one of these, well, then they are great for the environment. And the reason that is because this blanket right here is made out of 60 recycled water bottles. So I'm just going to fold this down a little bit. You can see what the blanket looks like. These are absolutely amazing if you're getting out there to do anything outside. They are water and stain resistant, as they are finished with a DWR on there, making it nice and convenient for all of your outdoor needs. Not only does it curl up into this nice little packaging, so it's super low-key, mellow to take anywhere with you, but as well as getting it out and about, it is made with synthetic insulation, which means that it is machine washable. So if you do spill something on it, it's super easy to get nice and clean. You can see that this is a beautiful one with the Arches National Park on it. You can head over to Sun and Ski Sports to get your hands on one of these fabulous blankets, or you can go to their website at sunandski.com, and that way you can order one right to your house. We want to thank them for bringing you this product of the week. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Time to rise and shine? There's no better way to start your day off than with the Good Morning Vail crew. You asked for more, and TV8 delivered. Good Morning Vail is here for you with your local news, sports, weather, and community events every morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. No matter the season, we give you a reason to watch, so grab your coffee and join the fun. Live stream us at tv8vail.com or on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. And remember, there's more for you on 92.
Good Morning Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, we've seen quite a bit of precipitation overnight last night. We're going to see that continue throughout the course of today, as we are expecting to see a 40% chance of rainfall. High of 54 degrees, a few showers with some overcast skies during the afternoon. Now, northwest winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour, so a slight breeze rolling through, making that 54 degrees feel just a little bit chillier than it actually is. Now, as we take a look at Vail by the hour, you can see cloud coverage first thing this morning. Afternoon showers are likely, mostly cloudy skies as we roll into the afternoon and evening. evening. Now, we will see that sun maybe hopefully peek out just a little bit later into the afternoon. As we take a look at that I-70 corridor, the temperatures down in Denver, not very warm compared to what they saw at the beginning of this week. 59 degrees, 90% chance of precipitation. They're seeing some wild weather in Denver. 54 degrees in Vail with a 40% chance of moisture, decreasing as we make our way west. 56 in Avon with a 30% chance of precipitation. 61 in Eagle with a 20% chance of moisture. Now, as we take a look at Vail overnight tonight, 38 degrees is our overnight low. We are expecting to see some clouds with a slight chance of rain overnight. Now, we're expecting to see wind shift directions coming out of the east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we take a look ahead into the next 5 days, tomorrow, afternoon storms are likely. High of 61 degrees, 50% chance of precipitation, 30% chance on Sunday. Afternoon showers are likely. 62 degrees by Monday with some isolated storms coming our way and a 40% chance of precipitation. Now, by Tuesday and Wednesday, we are expecting to see these storms continue. Afternoon storms are likely. 30% chance on Tuesday, 40% chance on Wednesday, and then temperatures reaching up into the mid-60s. We want to thank Sun and Ski Sports for bringing you this weather report this morning. If you're looking for a great place to maybe go gear up for all of this precipitation, well, then they're your one-stop shop, and they're located right here in the heart of Avon. Now, we've been talking a lot about the Shift Bike program through all of our wonderful towns and municipalities. Well, we're going to introduce you to how you can get out there and enjoy the Shift Bike with the TV8 Visitors Bureau. So let's take a look. Welcome to the TV8 Visitors Bureau. I'm one of your hosts, Maddie Evans. Now, we've got a really cool new concept taking place here in the town of Avon, Eagleville, and Vail. And it's a great way to use as an alternative. Instead of driving your car, you can shift your ride to one of these incredible electric bikes behind me. Now, this is a really cool rental system, and you can control it all right from the power of your hands, right from your cell phone by downloading the Shift Bike app. And then from there, you can get over there and enjoy the incredible amenities that these bikes have to offer. We're going to walk you through it, but in order to do it, you have to download the app. So Shift Bike is the app, and then you can use the coupon code Shift Your Ride for the first 30 minutes free. And we're going to walk you through the pricing and everything here and how you can get one of the bikes. Let's get started. Once you get into the app, you can see exactly which location you would like to pick up the bike, how many bikes are available, and then where you can deliver the bike to. So you can see starting in Avon, making your way through Eagleville, all the way to Vail Village, and then even down into East Vail. You can collect bikes, drop bikes off, and enjoy your ride on these nice electric bikes. Once you've scanned the QR code to get the bike unlocked, it's really important that you have safety first, so always make sure that you have your helmet with you. That way you can pop that on and you're nice and safe. Now, once you get the bike unlocked, it's super easy. You'll just take that lock right off the back. You'll see that you'll have this big, nice coiled cord, but there's a hook on the back for you to hook that to so that it is nice and out of your way while you are riding the bike. That way you're nice and safe and everyone around you is nice and safe so you don't tip over on the bike. And then once you've got that all secured, you're all set to go. You can just kick that kickstand up and start enjoying your ride. Now, remember that these are pedal assist and there are some rules to get the bike back to where you got it or to get it to your next destination. You can always use the app to see all of the great places where you can drop these off. Once you are done on your adventure on the Shift bikes, they're a ton of fun, and you can see that you can get going pretty fast on them, especially with that nice little pedal assist. You'll take the bike back, lock it back up in one of the great charging stations that they have available, and then once you're done locking it up, make sure that you take your app out and you end the ride, because it is going to make sure that that bike is in the correct spot for you to have ended your ride, and that way it will not continue to charge you. That has been this edition of the TV8 Visitors Bureau. We can't wait to bring you more great information, but make sure that you get out there and you use the Shift Bike to shift your ride throughout the community.
Good Morning Vail.
Join Good Day Vail May 15th through May 19th for a special week of redefining your living space. We'll be featuring tips and tricks from experts in real estate, home furnishing, flooring, and more. Just one more reason why there's more for you on Channel 92. Welcome to the TV8 Viewers' Choice Awards, where we celebrate the videos that got the most views on our YouTube page from you, our viewers. I'm Maddie Evans, and let's see who's taking home the prizes for the month of April. Taking home the bronze is Good Morning Vail's April 13th edition, featuring the Vail Christian High School Theater Department. The silver award goes to Good Morning Vail on April 10th, featuring recruiter guy Bill Humbert. The gold goes to Good Morning Vail on April 22nd. The scoreboard covers track and field at Eagle Valley High School. The Platinum Award goes to Good Morning Vail on April 6th, featuring lacrosse with VMS and Eagle Valley High School. And clinching the #1 spot and taking home the Diamond Award, Good Morning Vail on April 15th, the Pike family from Florida giving us their rendition of Good Morning Vail. If you missed any of these trending videos, make sure that you check out our YouTube page, TV8's Good Morning Vail, and check out the playlist for the Viewers' Choice Awards for the month of April. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been your host, Maddie Evans, and I'll see you next time.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Vail Skin and Lashes, located in the heart of Avon, offers a full array of aesthetic and medical treatments and services. We feature only the highest quality products in an upscale medical-grade skincare boutique. Experience this luxurious, welcoming, and inviting environment. We are dedicated to providing expert personalized care, artistry, wellness, beauty. That's Vail Skin and Lashes Medical Spa.
Join us on the Leadville Railroad. This fun-filled train ride takes you and your family on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for a half-day trip of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Book your adventure on the Leadville Railroad today at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good Morning Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. I had the chance to sit down with the incredible author of this book, E.B. Zoboy, and talk about why she wrote this inspiring coming-of-age novel. And so we're going to take a look at that interview right now.
Bye.
Welcome back. Oop. Could you hear them, Nick? Oh. Welcome back to the show. We have the chance to speak with a best-selling and award-winning author, E.B. Zoboy. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Now, you just released an incredible young adult novel, and you have done such a good job in your career really highlighting some of the challenges of these coming-of-age books. And so let's talk about Nigeria Jones.
Yes, Nigeria Jones tells the story of a 16-year-old girl coming to terms with different parts of her identity. She's questioning how she was raised. She's questioning her family. And she goes to a new school for the first time because she was raised as a vegan and homeschooled. And that's a brand new experience for her. And I want kids like her to see themselves in the pages of a book. And if they didn't grow up like Nigeria, I want them to have empathy for kids who kind of had different experiences from them.
Which I think is such a great learning opportunity because you never know what someone is going through. And a lot of kids these days keep a lot of things to themselves because we have access to things like the internet where you can find anything out very quickly about someone. And so it's hard when you're making a change like this. And what a great opportunity you're giving kids to relate to a wonderful character.
Absolutely. I want to reiterate what you said. You never know what someone is going through. And oftentimes you can step into the shoes of someone else by reading a book. And this is why I write for young people, because it lets them know that one, they're not alone, and two, there are other kids going through different things, and to have empathy and open their hearts to people who seem different, people who seem weird, people who seem like they just are not part of this world. And that's a theme in many of my books.
Now, let's talk about your career as a writer, because you've written a lot of incredible books. You do focus on writing for the teens and the children to really kind of talk about these heavy-hitting topics that sometimes aren't always touched in school. And so some of the topics of Nigeria Jones are racism and feminism, and that's something that we kind of have a hard time talking to our kids about.
Absolutely. I write for young people to provide the books that they can get from the library or buy from on their own. Because when I was 16 years old, I had to read all these books that I wasn't interested in. And I'm all for the classics. But when I wanted to take a break from those sorts of like heavy hitting stories that weren't even from my time, I wanted to fall into the pages of a book where the character was very similar to me. The character was maybe different from me, but I was learning something about the world and I felt connected to the experiences of the characters in the book.
Now, why do you think it's so important for kids to explore reading other books than what's just recommended at school? Because they do have the opportunity to connect with these characters.
I think when they're going through so much, when they are so confused about what's going on around them, it's so important to read. It's so important to understand other people. And in understanding other people, they could begin to understand themselves. And I do not want to make those kids who are reading invisible. They are out there. They are on these apps. They are on these phones, but they're also reading. And if they were not reading, I would not have the job that I have now.
Now, as an author who's written many books, what has been your inspiration throughout your career?
My own 16-year-old self. I remember being young. I'm a parent as well, and I'm an educator. My husband is a high school teacher, and we're always talking about young people and teens and what they go through. But I don't write my books as a mom, wagging my finger. I write with empathy and understanding, but I also bring wisdom and just sort of guidance into my book. And young people and their passion and their fearlessness, even when they're confused about the world, they're my constant inspiration so that I can write books that will help be a guiding light from them.
I think that's so incredible, and I think even as adults, it's so nice to go back in time and read these young adult books, because I don't know about you, but even in my grown-up age, I am still figuring my life out, and any guidance I can get or perspective or empathy I can gain from a book, I feel like helps me so much as an adult.
Oh, yes, that's so important that you said that young adult novels are not just for teens. It's really for 12 and infinity. I love YA books because you still can get some life lessons in those books in a way that maybe you can't get from an adult book. I love just the newness of being 16, just this idea that you're not quite an adult yet, you don't have those responsibilities, so you're forced to sit with yourself in a way that a lot of adults can't. So I love living vicariously through a 16-year-old who is having brand new experiences.
I also love that, so I'm very excited to read your book because I'm an avid reader, and I think it's so powerful when you can get these messages across. Now, if you had to give one piece of advice to a young author who is maybe aspiring to be just like you one day, what piece of advice would you give them?
Read, and read some more. This is the time that you have the time to read. I have to make time to read, and it's very hard to just curl up into a corner and fall into the pages of a book. I know young people are busy, but this is a time where you could just hide away from the world a little bit so that you are that much more smarter. You are that much more well-read when you make the time to read a book.
Ibi, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me, and I want to thank you for sharing the wisdom and the empathy with the world. We could all use a little more empathy in our day-to-day lives just to make the world a little bit better of a place, and you're spreading that through your written word, so thank you.
Thank you so much for saying that. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Make sure that you go to your local bookstore and you check out Nigeria Jones. That way you can read Ibi's incredible writing and you can go on this wonderful experience. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Good Morning Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Let's take one final look at that local weather forecast for today. We are expecting to see those temperatures range into the mid-50s. So 54 degrees is our high throughout the course of today. 40% chance of rainfall, a few showers, and some overcast skies during the afternoon. Now we are expecting to see winds come out of the northwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. As we take a look at Vail by the hour, you can see heavy cloud coverage first thing this morning. Few showers into the afternoon, mostly cloudy skies as we approach the later afternoon into this evening. Now we are hoping to see that sunshine just peek out a little bit throughout the course of the afternoon and this evening. Now as we take a look at that I-70 corridor, temperatures down in Denver slightly cooler than they've been seeing all week. 59 degrees. 90% chance of precipitation down there. 54 in Vail with a 40% chance of moisture. 56 in Avon, 30% chance of precipitation. 61 in Eagle with a 20% chance of moisture. So the further west you make it, the less likely there is to be that precipitation. Now, as we take a look at Vail overnight tonight, temperatures are cooling down. 38 degrees is our overnight low. Some clouds with a slight chance of rain throughout the course of this evening. Winds coming out of the east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour, so shifting directions. Now, as we take a look ahead into the next 5 days, tomorrow, afternoon storms are likely. 50% chance of precipitation. 61 degrees is the high. 59 on Sunday with a 30% chance of moisture for Mother's Day. 62 by Monday, and then we will see increased chances of precipitation continue, decreasing just slightly by Tuesday. Temperatures starting to reach up into the 60s as you're making your way out there, though, throughout next week. Now, we're excited to see a little bit of sunshine hopefully come our way after this storm front goes away. So if you are getting out there, just be prepared for all of that moisture that we have. Now, we want to thank you all so much for tuning in to this wonderful edition of Good Morning Vail. We love getting to be here each and every morning to let you know what's taking place in our community. Now, don't forget, there's some wonderful weekend activities happening that you can go online for some more information. And then, of course, maybe stop by the Bookworm, pick up Nigeria Jones, read this coming-of-age book to help change your perspective, because sometimes we don't realize how easy we have things until we gain that other perspective. We also want to thank Madison Partridge from Mountain Pride for coming in and really doing all the hard work that she does in our community. You can go online for more information about Pride in the Park and all of the wonderful things that are taking place. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow for your Saturday edition of Good Morning Vail. I'm your host, Maddie Evans, and I cannot wait to
see what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all.